guys, check it out. So this here is a Fishman triple play wireless Midi controller. And the reason I got this is because I want to be able to play certain parts, like keyboard parts on my guitar. So I did some research, and it looks like this one is one of the best ones out there. So I went ahead and bought it, and let's do an unboxing. Well, a long time ago, when I used to work for Korg, there was a MIDI guitar, a thing that was similar to this, but it really wasn't that fantastic. I think the technology has come a long way, and I'm looking forward to giving this a shot. Alright, I'm going to use this for recording and other things like whenever I want to. What is this? Triple play, the wireless MIDI controller from Fishman. Software and installation. I don't know what this is. I guess this is a thing, product registration card. Okay, so we're going to need that. Software, hardware, and play. Let's do it. So let's see what we have in here. Tape on the back. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Okay, so we have a bridge instructions on how to install this on your guitar. Intro guide, and I guess warranty card. Okay, let's take a look. In this bag we have a charger. Just like a lot of modern things, this thing is going to have a battery in it that charges off of like your Android phone cable, USB cable. Here's your cable for that. Fishman. That's cool, but that way you don't have to fumble around with batteries. Looks like a USB key. And this is the hardware to mount it to your guitar. Now the thing is, with the old system that I used to have, the hardware to mount it to the guitar, you'd have to screw into the front of the guitar. Now, this one, you don't. This one basically has a caulk on the bottom that touches the body so it doesn't mar up the body. And it has this slot that goes over. You just loosen the part where the guitar strap goes in a little bit. Put this over and tighten it up again. So basically, you're not modifying the body of the guitar in any way, messing it up. You know, that's why you want to take it off, and then you have big holes in them in your guitar. And the same thing for this is a pickup mounting take it out of the bag for you. Pickup mounting rings that attach to the guitar. Now, if we look at the picture, you see this attaches in the back where the strap is, and this pickup comes over. And from what I understand, the pickup has to be as close to the bridge as possible. Right. And flip this thing over. And what we have is the actual device. And how does this connect to your computer? It connects through this. Right? You plug that into your computer, and it allows this to talk to that. So that's pretty cool. All right. All right, so that's the unboxing. I'm going to be putting it on a guitar in a little bit. All right, folks, so this is the guitar I'm thinking about putting this on. And because this is a Telecaster, I have two brackets. One of them has an angle, 100 degrees angle, and the other one is a 90 degree angle. So if I had a Les Paul or something with an arch top, I would use the 100 degree angle. But since this is a Tele, I'm going to use the 90 degree angle. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this a little bit on the bottom, the strap pin. I'm going to take this and screw it a little bit more. Slide it in, then tighten it back down again. Okay? Now with that done, there's a couple of different options. You have to read in the directions a little bit. One of them is to put this on here, right? And or the other one is to basically you put that on there and you could screw this to the device if I wanted to, which I don't. I'm going to use this magnet thing, okay? And the magnet attaches like this, so I can take this on and off the guitar. Alright, so I took the sticky stuff off the back. I'm basically just going to stick that to that mount. With that stuck to the mount, see this has 3 little indentations. I can put that in the indentations, and that'll be that. Now the next thing would be to put the pickup underneath the strings. See if I can zoom in for you. Now, the thing about a Tele is they want you to be as close to the strings as possible. I mean, to the bridge as possible. Alright, so we have a bunch of these different brackets that this just basically slides into. Like that. So, and these brackets have the sticky stuff on the back, right? So, this is actually a very low action. So that's not going to work. How do I do that? If I put that in with that thing, it's going to be touching the strings. That's not going to work. So we need an option for that. How do we do that? Okay. I have one that's very thin. Let's see if that works. So I guess these come in different thicknesses depending on how close you are to the strings. This is the very, very thin one. I bet you that one will work fine. Okay. And that one just about does it. Alright, that does it. Okay, that being said, if I was to do this to this guitar, Telecaster, the end of that would be sticking up past the pick thing. So unless I want to put something underneath it to support it, I'm thinking that's going to most likely crack off. So, moral of the story, I think this is not appropriate for a Telecaster style guitar. So, luckily, I have different guitars I can put that on. I'm going to put that on a different guitar. But if you're planning to get this on a Telecaster, not a good idea. Okay, again, the reason is this plastic, this little tiny thin plastic thing, very thin. You see that? If that has to be underneath here, and the ends of it hanging off the bridge, I could see that little piece breaking, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to get a different guitar and we'll try that out. Okay, so here we are with the Strat. I mounted on the back the same way on the other guitar, the controller, and I took one of the sticky platforms, stuck it underneath after having the pickup on it and aligning it so that the let me zoom in on that so you can see, so that the strings and the pole pieces on that pickup line up. Okay, so now that's mounted. And one of the problems that I see on my particular guitar, you hear that buzz? These two strings buzz, and that's because this is too close to the strings. So one of the things I can do is I can raise the action very, very slightly on these two strings and see what that gets me. I might have it set too low on this guitar. If that doesn't work out for me, what I can do is I could do a neck shim. So I would tilt it a little bit slighter, more, the neck back. Let me zoom back here a little bit. Got landscapers from hell outside, I apologize. Okay, so check it out. The neck is going this way, and the strings go straight across. Now, part of that is, I don't know if you can see from here, is the angle of the neck. Now, if the neck was pitched back more, just slightly back more, the strings could come a little higher and the action still be the same. So what I'm going to be doing most likely is putting a shim underneath and loosening these two, and then these two, taking that out, putting a little bit of a shim, like a, I don't know, very small piece of paper or something in there, and tightening it back up again. And that'll give me the ability to raise the action on the bridge, but without raising the action on the guitar. If that makes sense, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's try to bear through your landscapers from hell. So what I've done basically is I've taken like a piece of tag or whatever, this was a folder. I cut out a piece and folded it in half, and it's just a piece of cardboard, really, paper. Right, that little tiny piece of paper I'm going to use as a shim and put underneath this part of the neck. So the first thing I got to do is loosen the strings. After the strings are loosened, I could take off my neck. Sounds horrific, right? Take off my neck. Take off this plate. Carefully take off my neck. You guys can see the neck pocket. There's the neck pocket. Okay, so what I said I was going to do, basically, put that little piece of cardboard all the way in the end. And put that on top of it. And what that little piece of cardboard is going to do is make the neck tilt back just ever so slightly. Alright. Now with the neck back on, let's reattach that. All I have to do now is screw this back in. All I have to do is screw that back in. My battery died. Okay, guys. Alright, so I'm going to get a manual screwdriver and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got my old trusty manual screwdriver, like the good old-fashioned days. So now, with that in there, the neck is pitched back a little bit more, and we can tighten up our strings again. Alright guys, so check it out. What I've done here is I've put this on the strap, and I raised the pocket ever so slightly by putting a shim in underneath here. Now what I did is cut the piece that I originally had in half and put it in here. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to tilt the neck back a little bit, so that I could raise the height on these pickup height adjustments, so that with the Fishman pickup in, it wouldn't be touching the strings. So I was able to maintain the low action on the guitar by putting in a neck shim, so that I could raise these and still maintain the low action on this guitar, right? And have enough height above that pickup in the strings, so that I wasn't touching. Close, but not touching. Alright, so that's that. What's cool about this setup, which is better than the Korg I used to have a while back, was it has this magnetic thing that I could take on and off this guitar, and I could put this on a different guitar. So let's say I have my Les Paul, and I want to put this on a Les Paul. I can do that. Alright, so let's plug this baby in, see how it works. And, you know, it's cool. It's a little bit more work than I wanted to do, but, you know, stuff like that happens when you're doing guitar work, right? And this system I don't think would work well on the telly that I had. It's good to know. I mean, I was planning on putting it on the telly, and I didn't, for the reasons I showed you. So luckily I had another guitar. Now again, this is a great excuse for you guys and gals to go out and get another guitar, right? If you needed an excuse, right? Say, oh, okay, well, why do you need another guitar? Well, I need one to put this thing on. So luckily I had another guitar and made that work. Alright, so let's plug this baby in. Yeah, let's plug this baby in, see how it sounds. Alright folks, check it out. I have this hooked up to my computer. There was a bunch of different software downloads I had to download in order to get it to work. If you follow the directions, you go to the Fishman site, you register on there, and then you'd be able to download everything. I think it's important to install the stuff in the order they say on their website. And once you get that down, you're able to open up this triple play thing. And I have it hooked up to that guitar. And I was just playing around with the violin. One of the things I discovered was that if you are not loud enough on one string or another string, you could up the sensitivity by going to here and changing them so that you have different sensitivity on each string. Should one be lower in volume than the other, depending on your radius on your fingerboard and everything. The violin is really beautiful. See if they can Stairway to Heaven now. You know, basically you can make violin or any MIDI instrument. And there's a bunch of different presets. If you click, you could switch to a different. So the changes, go to the next patch, flute. This flute, and there's a bunch of other instruments as well. But I could literally change to any MIDI instrument. Bass, check this out. Right, so all that from my guitar, anything. So that is friggin' cool. But I love this violin, it's amazing. Pretty cool. So, awesome. Thanks for checking that out with me, and I'm looking forward to using that to cut lots of tracks with my recording. You know, because I'm not a keyboard player per se, I'm hack away at it, but I am a guitar player, so that gives me the ability to do lots of cool things. Alright, thanks for watching.